It's Nolan.
Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show.
I'm feeding the beast inside of me. These niggas can't see me, lobotomy. Frequent commodity, please do not speak if you lie to me. Bitch, I'm a king, I'm a Sarity. Niggas don't think that they honor me. I got receipts when they follow me. Peep the dichotomy. I'm just increasing my cream like the lottery. Body language, I could read like the library. I be composing like symphony. Simple, I shine like a Tiffany diamond. I dance on these beats like the Tiffany. Rappers try dissing me. That shit gon' tickle me. Switch up the topic. Buzzing in Italy. Flow is enticing. They talk about Sicily. Riddle me this. None of these jokers can match on my focus. You soft as a sofa. You need to be shipped. Homie, I'm working this shit is a ship. You niggas can't pack my chips. No, they be salty, but water's abundant. This shit get redundant. Just jump off a cliff. Never been hustable. Niggas will suck 'em. Who's capping? They word is adjustable. Customer service. My niggas be rushing you. I get you injured. It's worth a deductible. Ayy.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there. Today, we're going to be in the entertainment section of the show. Y'all know I don't do a lot of love and hip-hop related topics, but this one has been blazing hot over the course of the last couple of days. Y'all know I actually talked a little bit about Mendeecees a couple weeks ago because Tamar Braxton was going viral because a lot of people were under the speculation that her and Mendeecees were having some type of secret affair behind the scenes. They recently acted together in a film and they had just been around each other a little bit too much. Funky Dineva came out and he revealed that from his vantage point, they definitely were spending a lot of time together. Okay. Allegedly, Mendeecees and one of his homeboys was there right before Tamar had the incident where she allegedly lost all her teeth, woke up in a pool of blood, and did not know what happened. To this day, I don't think there's been a sound description as to how or why or what the fuck that was. Okay. Now, of course, that story only really matters because it was understood or believed or thought by the public that Mendeecees was married to Yandy Smith, right? They had been in a long-term relationship, I believe, to the effect of nearly 2 decades, almost 20 years of them canoodling, doing TV shows, having kids. I believe they have 2 children together, and she became a stepmom to his additional 3. Okay. Remember, Mendeecees also got arrested years ago. I believe it was 2015 or somewhere around that time. He was sentenced to 8 years for drug traffic of cocaine and heroin. My camera wigging. And out of that 8, he ended up serving a little bit over 4. Okay. He was released in 2020. He's been home and things have still continued to be rocky even after she actually stayed down, waited for him to be released, remained in a relationship. And now Mendeecees has confirmed they are no longer an item and have been separated for over a year. But that's not even the biggest piece. In a new interview with Young Jock and Company, he revealed that the weddings that they did on the TV show was fake. And I say weddings with an S because they did 2 of them motherfuckers. And neither one of them bitches amounted in an actual marriage. Now, I don't know what type of fucking Tyler Perry movie y'all niggas is living in, but y'all need to separate yourself from any narrative of TP activity because that nigga got some crazy shit going on that we gonna get into later. You know, people used to clown Jim Jones and what's old girl name? Chrissy. You know, because they've been together for 20 plus years. And I believe she damn near kneeled down and proposed to his ass, bought herself a ring and the whole shit, and they still didn't get married. But 20 years of a relationship, 2 marriages, 2 weddings, and not one proceeding in legal paperwork is crazy fucking work. I mean, the craziest. y'all might as well be sponsored by Crazy Glue, because that's what it is. Y'all been locked the fuck in, stuck together, but not really. Now let me go ahead and pull up this interview of Mendeecees getting into the details as much as he's willing to delve into, because he said if people feel like he's been out here acting strange lately, it ain't strange because it's normal to him. Y'all just don't know the details of what's really going on. Okay? He's been a single man. There's some messy shit here, man. So here we have the interview at 94.5 Streets, which is here in Atlanta. Mendeecees confirms he and Yandy were never legally married and have been separated for over a year.
A lot of people don't really know how to take, the rumors that were starting to circulate about you in the streets, because it was like, dang, if she held him down.
So even if me and Yandy decide to break up, it's no one's business but our household.
Right.
Right? So if you see me acting inappropriate, it's appropriate for me. It's maybe not for you, because I'm sorry you wasn't in a group chat when we decided that you know what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry you was in our bedroom when we had this conversation, and and that's the problem, because a lot of times these rumors, we so private that we sit back and we laugh at it, and it doesn't affect us like the way it affects the public. People be like, oh, y'all should be more transparent and let us know.
Ain't your business.
Yeah, we gotta figure out how to let our children know.
Right, exactly.
Right. What's the status of you and Yandy right now?
Now, unrelated, but I really gotta take a minute. Streets 94.5, Young Jock. I think that's Shout Ed. If you from Atlanta, you know who Shout is. Bankhead. But y'all gotta get y'all shit together. I should not be hearing peeking audio looking at this motherfucking video. Y'all need to get y'all team together. If y'all gonna be spreading content on the internet, it should not be painful to hear or see. Okay? Y'all got too much money. I know it ain't a lot of money going on at Street 94.5, but it's enough to pay niggas. It's enough to have audio equipment. It's enough to run that shit properly, okay? I just want to give y'all a quick public service announcement for that shit, Streets 94.5. Pay me, I'll set the shit up. Okay?
Are we not together?
Y'all not together.
We're not together.
So y'all getting a divorce?
Well, we never was like legally married, so I don't know what a divorce. Like.
So the rumors are true that y'all just did it for TV.
Listen, I didn't do it for TV. I think, listen, it was Yandy's idea, right? Because in the beginning we had like,
you said it was Yandy's idea.
True that y'all just did it for TV.
Listen, I didn't do it for TV. I think, listen, it was Yandy's idea, right? Because in the beginning we had like, I was going through legal.
Ain't that about a bitch? Ain't a nigga always gonna throw her under the bus? It was her idea. I really didn't want to do that shit, man. It was her idea. She led me astray into a lifestyle that I never even wanted. We were portraying this shit. We did this shit so long, man. I feel so good to finally say it was her idea. Man, and some people be wondering why I come on here and say niggas ain't shit, man. I know personally.
The idea, right? Because in the beginning we had like, I was going through legal battles with courts and fines, and she said, let's not sign the papers. And I was like, all right, cool. And then I guess, it kind of just stayed that way. Then we got married again, and then we still ain't.
Yeah, because I was at one though.
How the fuck do you get married again when you didn't even follow through the first time? And then on the second time, you still didn't goddamn file the paperwork. Y'all niggas just been out here goddamn shooting movies. God damn.
Yeah, because I was at one though.
Yeah, you was at.
I was there and I had a good time.
Let me tell you something. I was shocked.
Beautiful.
It was beautiful. That was about it.
Yes, I remember the special.
Yeah, listen. But you gotta think about.
Motherfuckers did a whole special. Niggas had Young Jock in that bit, man. Niggas spent money on catering, cakes. Had a whole production and didn't produce no paperwork. What the hell is going on?
About it, right? If I look back now, I see what people going through divorce with assets and stuff like that.
You escaped. I'm going through.
Listen, we don't got to go through none of that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
you won.
It kind of worked out.
How long have y'all been split, and how was the split?
My nigga shouted and said, "You won." You won. Man, this ain't Street Fighter. You won. Shouted sitting over there like, man, damn, where do I sign up for one of them? I could be with somebody for 20 years, do 2 weddings, and not have to fully commit. Damn, nigga, you winning. How do I do that? Where do I sign up? You done with her? You mind? That nigga shouted plotting.
What was the coping?
So I've known Yandy for like 20 years, right? So right now we've been probably split up for over a year. 20 years, you don't. It's like that person helped change you who you are today. Yeah. You know, you grew up. I matured in so many ways. Messing with Yandy, like I wouldn't be the man who I am today if it wasn't for her.
That's a beautiful thing to say.
So
just imagine what type of shit that is. And this is man. We see this every day. I've been seeing this shit since I was down there. Since I've been old enough to be out in the free world doing my thizzle. You know what I'm saying? At least 21. You know what I mean? Shit, high school really, where young ladies, they take on these projects. These guys, they know they ain't shit. But it's like, shit, I am gonna change him. You know, they be so madly in love, sticking to the script. You know, nigga, take them up through there, no Quavo, and it's still be bumping Ja Rule down ass bitch. You know what I'm saying? And all you get in the end of it is a nigga saying, you know, we dealt with each other for so long. You know, she matured me in so many ways. I learned so much. But on the other end of the stick, all she walk away from it is wasted time, energy, effort, and the glory days of life. Definitely could have spent that time where she would have been appreciated, probably would have got the ring, where she would have probably gotten with a nigga who wasn't going to have to do fed time, you know what I'm saying, and hold him down for 4 years or whatever time that was, where she had to remain dedicated, had to remain, you know what I'm saying, taking a nigga calls, recorded calls and shit, taking on the 2-parent role while this nigga, you know what I mean, whatever's going on. Just imagine going through that shit and all you get in return is you helped me grow so much. Wow.
She made me look at family different. She just made me look at life different. If I show you how closed off I was, you know, I wouldn't be even sitting here having this conversation. So, you know, it's just unfortunate that, you know, after time, we couldn't just get on the same page.
Okay, after time, they just couldn't get on the same page. Wow. It's so much crazy shit that's been revealed about this relationship over time. Shit that I never even went looking for. You know what I'm saying? They just stayed viral. Ever since Love and Hip Hop, they just stayed viral. It was always a cheating allegation, a this allegation. You know what I mean? All type of stuff. You know, he even went through a case where he was actually acquitted on all charges, but he was at one point in time accused of molesting a minor, of the child of an ex-girlfriend. You know, it turns out that story ended up being false, but Yandy stood beside him and behind him even through that. She was in the courtroom praying and crying and, you know, just wishing that he would have got off on that. And when he did, he turned around and had to deal with the drug shit. Like, it's just traumatic situation after traumatic situation. You finally get him back, you know, these last 5 years, and the nigga walks away from the whole situation. Wow. And just comes out on a radio station and tells the world. And apparently, while he's out here saying that they agreed and they everything is good, they sit back and laughing at everything. It's funny how niggas always portray that to the public. Yeah, y'all don't even understand behind the scenes. We be sitting back and laughing. Well, her Instagram posts don't say the same. So here I am on STL66FM.com, a radio station that is reporting. They say Yandy seemingly reacts to Mendeecees announcing their split. Yandy Smith Harris has seemingly sent shots at her estranged husband, Mendeecees, who announced their split a few weeks back on Friday, December 26th. And it's crazy for that to go viral like the day after Christmas. Wow. Smith Harris hopped on her Instagram story, sharing 2 posts that seemingly offered a peek into the love and hip hop alum state of mind. One post read, "Now I finally understand the difference between people who love me, people who love to be around me, and people who love what I can do for them." The second post reads, "You're quieter now. I heard my business from people that I didn't tell." Okay? And this is the screenshot of the "you're quieter now." So it's basically like somebody speaking to her saying, "Hey, you're quieter now. You don't speak as much. You're not as outspoken as you used to be." And the response is, "I heard my business from people that I didn't tell." Basically saying, I don't speak as much because now private matters become public to people who I never told in the fucking first place and had no intentions of sharing with. Right? But that first post kind of spoke to what I was getting at earlier. For her to say, "Now I finally understand the difference between people who love me, people who love to be around me, and people who love what I can do for them." Those are 3 different scenarios, right? There's people who genuinely love you. There's people who love to be around you, right? They may enjoy your energy. They may enjoy what you're able to offer. And then there's the people who love what you can do for them. Perhaps opportunities, perhaps financial benefits, right? And I'm sure from her perspective, she probably thinks, shit, it was always the latter too. It's sad though, you know what I mean? And although I'm covering this from a comedic standpoint, I do want to say I don't think this shit is funny at all. To see somebody go through that. I'm sure she's dealing with a lot. Again, they have 2 children together, if I'm not mistaken. Not to mention that she signed on to be a stepmother to his other 3 kids. You know, it's a sad situation. I can only imagine if somebody that I knew or cared about or a family member of mine went through a situation like this and had to go through it publicly. It definitely wouldn't be something that I would find comical or anything to make light of. But when it comes to them fucking weddings, I don't know what the hell was going through either one of y'all's biscuit when y'all decided to do 2 public weddings. And what was that about? What were you trying to prove? You wanted to show that he selected you, you know what I'm saying? Try to make a grand announcement like, yeah, he's locking it down. And the whole time the door was literally unlocked. Couldn't throw away the key because no key existed. That's embarrassing. But I do wish her the best, you know what I'm saying? Especially as a black woman, as a mother, I do wish her the best. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people out there that be calling her cap. There's a lot of people out there that, feel like her intentions ain't always in the right place. I don't know a lot about Yandy. I don't know a lot about Mendeecees either. Only things I hear about Mendeecees are viral topics that never put him in a good light. But ultimately, I do wish the best for their kids and their families, who have been, conjoined over the last 2 decades. Because they got some things to work out as well. Now, falling in line with the timeline, because in the interview, he says that they've been separated for about a year. I see that about a year ago, Mendeecees had came out and made a statement on the show that commitment is what was keeping them together, not love. And that their relationship was in a very dark place. All right. So I guess that was the signal. And people have been questioning the status of their marriage. And they have been, trying to keep the image strong, I suppose. but now the facade is completely cracked. So at the time a year ago, it says, during a recent episode of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, the couple shared a vulnerable moment over a video call. The clip starts with Yandy telling him about a conversation she had with her co-star Rashida Frost, which she felt mirrored her relationship. And y'all know Rashida and Kirk have been through some of the most turbulent shit as well, hood marriage shit that you could ever go through despite having wealth. At the time, the quote goes, Rashida was talking to me about how it got to a point in her relationship with Kirk where she was trying to just do everything and be all that she needed to be for everyone else, but not for her relationship, Yandy explained. And she said, they went through a very dark place, and I just don't want that for us. That's a quote from Yandy. At that point, Mendeecees admitted they already reached that place. He says, man, listen, I don't know what to say, man. I feel that we all in a dark place, he said. It's been going on for a while now. If this is going to be, then you know you got to take it serious. Okay? So, yeah. Yeah, if a nigga tell you commitment is keeping me with you rather than love, yeah, shit getting a little rocky, man. Shit definitely getting off the cliffhanger a little bit. But, hey, at the end of the day, it ain't my business. I wish them both the best. And again, I hope that the kids are okay. And I hope that their kids had a wonderful holiday season despite all of this wild shit going on. You know what I mean? Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share the video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Become an insider. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Y'all be good out there, man. Peace.
Family over fame in this bitch, yeah. The glory of living righteous is setting in. My street knowledge and education's a perfect blend. Young mogul, independent, I've been setting trends. The first one from my family to be faithfully wed. Fuck niggas and the horses that they riding on. I see this shit from all angles like a polygon. I'm never politicking, the drama be piling on. Father and greats unacknowledged like I'm Bobby Bonds. Conversation with my lady about the paper route. 5 sit bank accounts, every day I make it count. They down talking my commentary for hating now. Well, I can take it cause I'm bodying your favorite now, please. I can do this shit in my sleep. I been writing for these niggas, y'all read it and weep. I been fighting these niggas. If you speak on the street, I'll turn your birthday party into New Year's Eve. Don't let me take it there. We ain't playing fair. This the ATL, Southside nigga moving furniture like Wayfair. Life on hold, no insurance for your healthcare. Lifeline gone, so you wanna be a millionaire? Well, let me tell you about this world I built. The women I dodged, the niggas that I read for filth. The sympathy calls, consulting for the stacks I built. I had